My girlfriend spent hours on an online game, claiming it was just innocent fun. I created a fake account and joined her guild. I found her in the game, marrying another player and planning a real-life meetup. I showed up at the meetup instead of him. Original post: I, 31 male, should probably start with some context. My girlfriend, 29, and I have been together for almost 4 years, living together for 2. Things were good, normal, until about 8 months ago when she downloaded this massive multiplayer online game. At first, it was casual. She'd play maybe an hour after work, exploring dungeons, collecting loot, the usual stuff. I didn't mind. Everyone needs hobbies. Then it became 3 hours a night, then 5. Then she was waking up early on weekends to play, setting alarms for guild raids, using gaming terminology I didn't understand. Babe, dinner's ready. Just a sec, we're about to down the boss. 30 minutes later, dinner's cold. I tried talking to her about it. Hey, feels like you're spending a lot of time on that game lately. It's just fun. Don't be one of those boyfriends who gets jealous of a video game. Red flag in retrospect, but I let it go. 2 months ago, things got weirder. She started getting dressed up to play. Full makeup. Nice clothes. To sit at her computer. Why are you so dressed up? We're doing guild screenshots tonight. I want to look good for my character. Your character is a purple elf with horns. But okay. She started keeping her screen angled away from me, minimizing windows when I walked by, laughing at her phone during dinner, probably Discord messages from her guild friends. Last month, I noticed she'd been spending money. Our rent is $1,800 monthly, split evenly. But her half was late. Twice. I had some unexpected expenses. Like what? Just stuff. I'll get it to you. She did, but it made me suspicious. I checked our internet router logs. We share the Wi-Fi bill, so technically I have access. She was on that game 6 to 8 hours daily, sometimes until 3 a.m. I work in IT, network security specifically. So I did what I do best. I investigated. Created a throwaway account. Downloaded the game. Found her server by checking the router DNS queries. Took me 2 days to figure out which guild she was in. There's this public guild roster feature. Found her character, Mystic Rose. Creative. Spent a week leveling up my character to access the same areas. Joined a different guild but observed her activities. That's when I saw it. She was always with this one player. Dragon Knight. They were everywhere together, questing, raiding, just standing around in the main city having their characters emote at each other. Then I saw the in-game wedding announcement. Mystic Rose and Dragon Knight are getting married. Join us Saturday at 8 p.m. server time at the Crystal Gardens for the ceremony. An in-game wedding. With my girlfriend. To another dude. I logged in Saturday night, watched the whole thing. About 40 players showed up. Their characters stood at an altar. Another player officiated. They exchanged custom vows. Her vows: you make me laugh every day. You understand me in ways no one else does. I can't wait to see what our future holds together. I'm standing in our apartment while she's in the bedroom saying vows to a stranger. After the ceremony, I watched them honeymoon in some romantic in-game location. Their characters sitting close, sharing emotes, other players congratulating them. I checked the guild Discord server, public portions anyway. Screenshots of the wedding. Congratulations messages. Someone posted, "When's the IRL meetup happening?" Dragon Knight responded, "Working on it. Mystic Rose and I have been planning something special." My girlfriend replied with a winky face emoji. That's when I started monitoring her email. Before you judge, we have a shared computer that autofills passwords. I wasn't hacking anything. Found an email chain between her and Dragon Knight. Real names exchanged. His name is, let's call him Gameboy. He's 26, lives about 3 hours away, works in warehouse management. They'd been messaging for 6 months. Started as game stuff. Evolved into personal conversations. Flirting, then explicit messages about what they'd do when they met. The most recent email. Plans to meet up 2 weeks from today at a coffee shop in the city halfway between them. She told him she'd handle her living situation. Said she was planning to break up with her roommate, me, after the meetup confirmed they had real chemistry. Roommate. 4 years together and I'm a roommate. I sat on this for 3 days. Debated confronting her. Debated just ending it. Then I had a better idea. I sent Gameboy an email from a burner account pretending to be a mutual friend of his. Said something came up, he needed to reschedule. Could I meet her instead to explain? He bought it, gave me all the details. Time, place, what she'd be wearing. So here I am, 2 days before the meetup. She's been acting weird. Excited about a girls' trip this weekend. Asked if I'd be okay alone for the day. Sure, babe. Have fun. She has no idea I'll be the one sitting across from her at that coffee shop. We'll update after the meetup, should be interesting. Update 1. The meetup. Holy crap, that was surreal. So the meetup was yesterday, Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. Coffee shop downtown, roughly 90 minutes from our place. She left around noon, told me she was going shopping with her friend from work, hugged me goodbye. Love you, see you tonight. I waited 20 minutes, then drove out. Got there early, 1:45 p.m. Found a parking spot with a view of the entrance. Saw her car pull up at 1:55. Watched her check her makeup in the rearview mirror, fix her hair. She was wearing this dress I'd bought her for her birthday last year. She went inside. I gave it 5 minutes, walked in, scanned the room. There she was, sitting at a corner table facing the door. Watching, waiting for Game Boy. I walked straight to her table, sat down. The look on her face went through about 5 emotions in 2 seconds. Confusion, recognition, shock, panic, then calculation. What are you doing here? I smiled. Funny story. Your game husband couldn't make it. Something about being a fake account I created to intercept his emails. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. You, what? Game Boy's not coming. But I got his emails. Read all about your plans. The wedding was nice, by the way. I attended. My character was the rogue in the back row. She went pale. You're on the game? Been watching you for 2 weeks. The wedding, the honeymoon, the Discord messages. Real cute how you called me your roommate. People at nearby tables were glancing over. She noticed. Lowered her voice. Can we talk about this at home? Nah, we're here now. Explain. It wasn't real. It's just a game. The emails were real. Planning to leave me was real. Catfishing some warehouse guy was real. I wasn't catfishing anyone. We have real feelings. For someone you've never met, based on your purple elf getting married to his dragon character? She started crying. Not sad crying, angry crying. You're making this sound stupid. You don't understand. He gets me. We connect on a level you and I never have. Through a video game, through conversation, we talk for hours about real things, dreams, goals. He listens. I listen. No, you don't. You just tolerate me. He actively engages with my interests. Your interest in pretending to be married to him? She stood up. This was a mistake. I'm leaving. Sit down. We're not done. We're absolutely done. This relationship is over. She grabbed her purse, walked toward the exit. I followed. Outside, she spun around. Stop following me. We live together. We need to figure out logistics. I'll get my stuff this week. Actually, no. Lease is in my name only. You'll get your stuff today. Right now. I'm not going back with you right now. Then I'll pack it and leave it outside. Your choice. She pulled out her phone, started texting. I already knew who. Texting Game Boy? Telling him your roommate crashed your date? His name is. I don't care what his name is. I care that you've been spending our rent money on in-game purchases to impress him. I checked the credit card statements. Her face flushed. That's my money. Your half of the rent was late twice, while you were buying virtual dresses and mounts for your character. Did you buy him gifts too? Silence. Wow, you did. You were buying gifts for a stranger while I covered your portion of bills. He's not a stranger. We've been talking for months. But you've never met him. He could be anyone. Could be a 50-year-old catfish. Could be married. Could be literally anyone behind that keyboard. He sent pictures. So did I in my fake emails. Want to bet those aren't really him? She stopped. What? The emails I sent pretending to reschedule? I used some random fitness model's pictures I found online. You think he didn't do the same thing? Her face crumbled. The calculation behind her eyes broke. Reality was setting in. You're lying. Call him. See if he answers. Bet he blocked you when his friend emailed about rescheduling. She dialed. Put it on speaker, probably to prove me wrong. Straight to voicemail. She tried again. Voicemail. Texted. Waited. No response. He's probably working. At 2 p.m. on a Saturday? When he specifically took off to meet you? She slumped against her car. I almost felt bad. Almost. I need to process this. Process it while packing. I'll give you 2 hours, then I'm changing the locks. You can't do that. Lease is in my name, you're not on it. Legally, you're a guest, I can absolutely do that. I drove home, gave her a 15-minute head start. When I got back, she was already throwing clothes into garbage bags. The packing was silent. Tense, she kept checking her phone. Game Boy never responded. She finally spoke. I wasn't trying to hurt you. You succeeded anyway. It just happened. We started talking. It felt good. It felt real. It was real to you. To him? Who knows? Maybe he's doing this with 5 other girls. Maybe he's actually married. Maybe he doesn't exist. Stop. You were ready to throw away 4 years for someone you've never met, based on role-playing a marriage in a video game. Think about that. She grabbed the last bag. I'm staying with my friend from work tonight. The imaginary one you were supposedly shopping with. She's real, unlike your fake concern. My concern was real when I was covering your rent. When I was buying you birthday presents while you bought virtual gifts for Dragon Night. When I was having dinner alone because you were too busy raiding. She left. Slammed the door. I changed the locks that night. $200 for emergency locksmith. Worth it. Update 2. 4 weeks later. The fallout has been absolutely wild. So after she moved out, I thought that would be the end. Clean break. Move on. Day 3 post-breakup, she started calling from her friend's phone. I'd blocked her number. Left voicemails about overreacting and we can work through this. Work through what? You were emotionally cheating and planning to leave me for a game character? Day 5, she showed up at the apartment with her friend. Wanted to talk things through like adults. I talked through the door. Already adulted, changed the locks, moved on. Her friend, you're being unreasonable. She made a mistake. She made calculated decisions over 6 months. That's not a mistake. That's a pattern. My girlfriend, can I at least get the rest of my stuff? Already packed. It's in the storage unit downtown. You have the key. I'd rented a small storage unit, moved everything she'd left behind. $80 monthly, paid for 3 months up front. Her problem now. Why would you do that? Because I don't want your stuff in my space. Simple. They left. More voicemails. More blocked numbers. Week 2 is when things got crazy. She started posting on social media, vague posts about narcissists and controlling partners and escaping toxic relationships. Her friends started commenting support. Some of our mutual friends reached out asking what happened. I didn't respond publicly. Instead, I sent a private message to a few close mutual friends with screenshots. The in-game wedding announcement, the email plans, the Discord messages calling me her roommate. The narrative shifted pretty quick after that. But here's where it gets weird. Game Boy resurfaced. Turns out he is real. And he was pissed. He somehow found my Facebook, probably through her friends list, and sent me a message. Dude, what the hell? You sabotaged our meeting. Do you have any idea how much planning went into that? I drove 3 hours for nothing. I responded, your online girlfriend was my IRL girlfriend, living with me, using our shared money to impress you. You got catfished by someone who was already in a relationship. She told me she was single. She lied to both of us. This is BS. We had something real. You had something online. Real involves, meeting in person, being honest, not being in another relationship. He blocked me. But then, and this is the crazy part, he contacted her, and they decided I was the villain in their story. Week 3, I got a letter from a lawyer. Her lawyer was demanding 1. Return of her belongings immediately, already in storage. 2. $2,500 for mental distress. 3. $1,800 for rent she'd paid for the upcoming month she hadn't before. Access to our shared Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus accounts. My response, through my own lawyer, no. Her belongings were accessible. The mental distress claim was laughable. She hadn't paid rent. And I'd already changed all the passwords. She'd been using my accounts. My lawyer's letter also included a counterclaim for the 2 months she'd been late on rent, $900 each, plus the money she'd spent on in-game purchases while shorting household bills. I'd tracked approximately $400 in game transactions during those months. Total, $200. Her lawyer went quiet, but Game Boy didn't. This absolute genius decided to involve himself further. He started showing up at my workplace, not inside, that would be trespassing, but in the parking lot, just sitting in his car, staring. I called the police, filed a report. They talked to him, told him to leave. He did. Next day he was back. I filed for a restraining order. Had to go to court. Explained the whole situation to a judge who looked like she wanted to be literally anywhere else. Judge, so your ex-girlfriend met this man online, planned to leave you for him, you intervened, and now he's harassing you? Me, apparently he thinks I ruined his true love. In a video game. Me, yes, Your Honor. Granted. 30 days. If he violates, extend to a year. Game Boy was served. He showed up at my workplace the next day anyway. Police arrested him. Spent a night in jail. Temporary restraining order extended to a year. My ex-girlfriend's response? She started a fundraiser online to help Game Boy with his legal fees. I wish I was kidding. Help Game Boy fight unjust legal persecution. She raised $60, mostly from confused guild members who thought this was about in-game drama. Meanwhile, I'm just trying to live my life, but it keeps getting weirder. Her friend from work, the one who's been letting her stay there, contacted me. Asked if we could meet. We met at a neutral location. She started with, I need you to know something. Turns out my ex had been lying to her too. Told her I'd been controlling, financially abusive, preventing her from having friends. The friend had believed it until my ex started spending 12+ hours daily gaming in her spare room, not contributing to groceries and leaving dishes everywhere. She's not who I thought she was, the friend said, and I need her out of my apartment. Not my problem anymore. I know, but she doesn't have anywhere to go. She has parents. They live across the country. Sounds like she should start packing. The friend ended up evicting her. Gave her 30 days notice per their informal agreement. My ex tried calling me again. Different number. I answered this once. I need help. No, please, I have nowhere to go. I made mistakes. You made choices. Choices have consequences. You need to figure this out yourself. But we were together for 4 years. And you were planning to leave me for someone you'd never met. After spending months emotionally cheating, after lying about everything. So no. Figure it out. I hung up. Blocked that number too. 2 days ago, I checked that game out of curiosity. Logged into my throwaway account. She's still playing. 8 hours yesterday. Mystic Rose and Dragon Knight are no longer married. You can divorce in-game apparently. She's joined a new guild. Game Boy's character hasn't logged in since the arrest. Final update. 8 weeks later. Time to close this chapter properly. The legal resolution. My ex's lawyer dropped her after I provided documented evidence that she was fabricating claims. Bank statements showing late rent payments. Credit card statements showing game purchases during those times. The storage unit receipt showing her belongings were accessible. She tried to find another lawyer. Nobody wanted to take a case that was clearly frivolous. She did, however, pay me $1,200 toward the money she owed. Not the full $2,200, but her parents apparently intervened and forced her to pay something. I'll take it. The Game Boy situation. His restraining order is still active. He violated it once more. Sent me a 15-page handwritten letter through the mail explaining how I'd destroyed the most important relationship of his life. The letter was unhinged. Detailed their entire online relationship, how they'd talk until sunrise, how she made him feel understood, how they'd planned a future together. I forwarded it to my lawyer. She forwarded it to the judge. The restraining order got extended to 2 years, and he was ordered to complete a psychological evaluation. Haven't heard from him since. The living situation. My ex ended up moving back home, across the country. Her parents bought her a plane ticket. Before she left, she texted one more time. I hope you're happy. You've ruined everything. I responded, I didn't ruin anything. You built a fantasy and got mad when reality didn't match it. That's on you. Never heard back. Her friend, the one who evicted her, reached out last week. Apparently my ex has been telling people back home that I was abusive and controlling. None of her old friends believe it. They've known her long enough to see the pattern. Turns out this wasn't the first time she'd done something similar in college. Got obsessed with someone she met in an online forum. Nearly ruined a previous relationship over it. Her parents had hoped she'd grown out of it. She hadn't. The financial aftermath did a full accounting of the damage. Money she owed me, $2,200, got $1,200 back. Locksmith fees, $200. Storage unit, $240. Legal fees, $800. Therapy. Yeah, I started going. $600 so far. Total cost of this disaster, about $2,840. But honestly, worth it to be done with the situation. The emotional recovery. Not gonna lie, this messed with my head for a while. The therapy helped. My therapist's take. She constructed an escape fantasy. You were convenient, but not what she wanted. The game provided an idealized romance without the messiness of real life. When reality intruded, she couldn't handle it. I asked if I'd done something wrong. If I'd driven her to this. Did you neglect her, abuse her, prevent her from having a life outside your relationship? No. I'd been normal boyfriend, present but not smothering, supportive but not enabling. Then she made her choices. You just refused to be her safety net when they backfired. Fair. The gaming aftermath. Curiosity got the best of me last week. I logged into my throwaway character one more time. Found Mystic Rose in the main city. She was standing around, not doing anything, just AFK, away from keyboard. Checked her profile. She'd been online for 14 hours that day. I logged out, uninstalled the game. Don't need that reminder. The current status? I'm okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. The apartment feels emptier, but peaceful. I got a cat. Named him Router because I'm a nerd and he keeps knocking over my networking equipment. Work's been good. Got a promotion actually. The focus that used to go into managing relationship drama went into my job instead. Dating is weird. I tried apps. First date went okay until I mentioned I'd been single for 2 months. What happened with your ex? She developed a romantic relationship with someone she met in an online game and tried to leave me for him. Date ended pretty quick after that. Apparently that story is a red flag for the teller, not the ex. Second date went better. Didn't mention the ex at all. The perspective. People keep asking if I regret how I handled it. No. I could have confronted her when I first suspected something. Could have worked it out, but she'd already decided I was just a roommate. Already emotionally checked out. Already building a life that didn't include me. Showing up at that coffee shop? Maybe petty, but it gave me closure. Saw her face when fantasy met reality. Watched her realize her online soulmate wasn't coming. That the person she'd been planning to leave me for might not even be real. Was it cruel? Maybe, but she'd been cruel for months, lying daily, spending our money on impressing someone else, making plans to leave without warning. I just accelerated the inevitable. The lessons. What I learned from this disaster. 1. If someone's spending excessive time on anything, games, social media, whatever, and hiding it from you, that's a problem. 2. Emotional affairs are still affairs. Doesn't matter if they never met in person. 3. Virtual relationships feel safer because you can curate your persona. Real relationships require showing up as your actual self. 4. Some people would rather live in fantasy than face reality. You can't fix that. 5. Document everything. Seriously. Saved me legally. 6. Don't let someone convince you that your reasonable concerns are controlling. Wanting honesty isn't controlling. The final word. My ex is across the country now. Working some retail job according to mutual friends. Still playing that game apparently. Still looking for connection in all the wrong places. Game Boy is presumably getting help. Hope it works out for him. Me? I'm here. Router the cat is knocking over my keyboard. I've got work tomorrow. Going to dinner with some friends this weekend. It's normal. It's boring. It's real. And honestly, after all that drama, boring and real feels pretty good. For anyone else dealing with something similar, trust your gut. Do your research. Protect yourself legally. And when someone shows you they value a fantasy over your reality, believe them. Thanks for following this mess. Time to actually move on now.